I was masturbating while my grandmother was dying. My back propped up on a stack of pillows, legs in the air. I was finding it particularly difficult to come that day. My grandmother had an embolism, developed from a fall she'd had a few days before. She had been paralyzed from the waist down for years, probably since she was 35. It was a drunk driving incident. Afterwards, she had to use a wheelchair to get around. She never left her house, not once after the accident, except on the way to the hospital that day, but that was it. All she did was sit in her bed in the living room and watch TV, morning till night. A few years after her death, I found an address book in my father's dresser drawer. There were addresses and phone numbers for all the relatives, some crossed out because they were no longer living. And underneath the family members' names were lists of all their children and how old each was. There were also lists of the characters in the soap opera she watched. Right before Christmas, she called my father and told him she was bleeding from her vagina. A few months later, we found out she had cancer. By this time, she had refused to take the medication, and the doctor said the chemotherapy wouldn't work. Just as I was about to come, the phone rang. I never answered it, but it was distracting enough that I couldn't finish.
Aggressive. Let's try one more time.
Yeah, a little bit more authority, like you mean it. That hitting it won't help.
I meant it's the on switch on. Alright, good. Don't hit it. Okay, be quiet. Whenever you're ready.
Loaded.
Just say me, you, Friday, be there.
Over the PA system.
Over the PA system.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, you're looking pretty. I want you to go to the formal with me. 1, 2, 3.
You gotta ask the freaking question first. Well, ask it. I like to be asked the question.
Giddy up.
Who cares?
Say it.
You ask me the question, and I'll answer it. I'll
No.
ask you the question.
Okay.
Tyler Taylor, what is the best way to ask somebody the semi-formal?
You don't ask me, tell them.
The best way to ask someone to semi-formal is to do the Studley walk. And then you walk up to them and you go, "Hey, baby cakes, how about you and me go to the semi-formal?"
The best way to invite someone to the semi-formal would be to send them an anonymous letter by cutting out various letters from a magazine and gluing them onto a piece of paper and sticking it in their locker.
It's like a phone right through it.
The senior women's underneath.
If you head to McAdenville to get into the holiday spirit, the first lights you're likely to see are these. Lots and lots of brake lights on the hundreds of cars waiting in line ahead of you. But if you're patient and crank up the Christmas music on the radio, it's well worth the wait.
I like it. It's beautiful. I've been here about 2 or 3 years in a row. I like it.
It wasn't that bad. We got lost, but that was his fault.
It gets you in the spirit. Gets you ready for Christmas.
The whole town really does go all out. Lawns, trees, yards, even the lake are all decked out for the holidays.
We love it. It's awesome.
The Christmas Town display goes through New Year's each night until 10 p.m. Police are out to direct traffic, so just make sure you leave early and have enough gas for an hour or more of bumper-to-bumper Christmas cheer.
There was only one greenhouse in town. That's where I had to go to get the flowers for the funeral. It wasn't even really in town, but stuck in the middle of nowhere, between this place and the last. The bedroom's window looked straight out onto the front of a small red brick Catholic church, sandwiched between an elementary school and a graveyard. The house was old. I slept in a small, hard bed that would howl each time I moved, so I tried to stay as still as possible when I slept in it. I couldn't go to the funeral. They said I didn't have anything nice enough to wear. My shoes had holes, and girls weren't allowed to wear pants to a Catholic funeral. Or at least that's what his father said. That was fine with me. I hadn't been to a funeral in years. probably since my grandfather died when I was in grade school. That was in the winter. At least for this one, it was warm out. Funerals in the winter always seem that much sadder. With this weather, it was at least easy to forget. Maybe because here it was too cold to dig into the ground come December or January, so the dead couldn't be buried until it thawed out. And that didn't really happen until mid-March or April. In the summer, they could be buried and gone in one fell swoop. That was the best thing about summer funerals. When I got to the flower shop, the only flowers they had were Mom's. The woman selling them said they were a popular flower for the season and would look great on any porch or fall arrangement. I neglected to mention the occasion for which they were for, and I felt they would be a little unfitting. However, I just couldn't stop thinking, God, she was right. They were quite stunning. I didn't buy any flowers for the funeral, but left with 2 large pots for my own front stoop. It's easy to forget. The bug appeared a few days ago. Someone said they had seen a similar one in the dining room, but no one was really sure. It crawled out from underneath a hairdryer on the counter. Everyone was afraid it would be difficult to get rid of. It looked pretty fast. But as it slowly eased its body out, we decided it could stay. It wasn't too much of a threat. It would pace the rim of an empty cup that was on the counter, just circling it, for hours. At night it would return to the edge of the window trim. There was a cocoon-like thing there, where we assumed it had hatched.
What do you want for your breakfast? Oh, Willie, my dear, I don't want nothing, mother. Fix my bed soon. I'm sick at my heart, I want to lie down.